got to him, the nose guard.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Huddle podcast. I'm Cole Bebart.
I'm Irvin Godinez.
And today we have a wonderful, wonderful guest. Good buddy of mine, throws at the Ohio State University. My buddy Adam Baum Riedinger. He grew up in Springfield and went to Springfield Northwestern, participated in football, track, and basketball. He was the 2019 OHSAA shot put title winner through 59'7" roughly, somewhere around there. First in Northwestern history, placed third in shot put in 2016. Adam's got a really good positive story. He currently is at Ohio State University studying in zoology science. Wildlife science. He's currently throwing their shot, weighted throw.
I don't do weight. I do some disc on the side just for fun.
Some disc on the side, little spin for the boys. Anyways, Adam, we want to get started here. Take us through your journey through athletics, starting from high school, growing up, and how you found your passion in track and field.
Sure. So I always grew up playing a lot of sports. Mm-hmm. I think the first one I played was soccer, believe it or not. I was just huge out there, coming like the steamroller, so I had to run kids over. So I did that. Baseball I loved. I was really good at baseball. And then I didn't play football until 7th grade. My parents would never let me. That's when I started to love football. And also in 7th grade, kind of had to choose between baseball and track. And the track coach was the football coach at the time. And they're like, yo, let's just do track to stay in shape for football so we don't do the football workouts in the spring. I was like, all right, whatever. And then I got good at track, so I was like, oh, well, why not? And then freshman year, I did football. I didn't do basketball my freshman year because I had some back issues. I wanted to get all that figured out before I did anything else. So I skipped basketball, then did track, and then sophomore I did basketball, track, football. Junior year, basketball, track, football, and then senior year I only did basketball and track.
When did you realize that you wanted to stick with track? Like you knew that was the main thing that you enjoyed and you were good at?
Pretty much when I had my heart issue thing, didn't let me do football anymore. And when we go into that a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Talk to us about that. I know that was a big ordeal back when we were. I remember the during basketball season, the walkout, dude. Dude, that was electric. What was that? It was awesome. Like,
yeah, my buddy would do the defibrillator to get me come back to life.
It was fire, dude. I loved it. Yeah, take us through a little bit of that.
All right, so let's see. So yeah, played football at 7th grade, and I started realizing like kind of sophomore year that I was like really good at it, and I was like, this is something I love and I want to do. It's like my passion, so I focused mainly on that. So the sophomore year was all big, and then junior year I started getting a little recruiting. There'd be schools coming in, like I had Akron and OU come in, and basically they liked me a little bit, and they like heard about my shot marks. They're like, oh my goodness, we can teach you on campus. So that was like in the spring. So they were like, yeah, dude, just come on campus, come do a workout with us, and then we'll offer you. I was like, oh, cool. I love football, so I was making like my own emails. I was sending out to all these different schools, like Syracuse, Louisville, like a bunch of other ones. And they all like responded back like, yeah, man, your tape looks great, your grades and all that looks good. We want to get you on campus. So like I was like full head on to football. I didn't really care about track. I was like, yeah, I'm good at track. It's fun, but like football is my passion. So junior year, I was having a great year. I finally broke the 60-foot mark in districts.
That's
for the first time. That was really cool. And then so we went to regionals, and I'm pretty sure I was like number 1 in the state at this point for D2. Regionals, yeah. So we were there. I got like my first couple throws in, and it was like 57, 58. We're kind of building up to get back over 60. And they were like good throws. Like I was in pretty much. So, and before every time I would throw, I'd always like go off like kind of far, like a little bit away from the ring. I do high knees, get sprints, get my adrenaline up, get my heart rate up. And I was in the middle of doing high knees. And I kind of remember, like, it was just kind of a tunnel vision happening. And I didn't know what was going on. I was like, what is happening? Last thing I remember, like, I looked at my hands and I was like, what is happening? And then I went down. They really don't know what happened still, but I had cardiac arrest. I went down, and it's kind of crazy how, like, I'm still alive, to be honest, because the ring is, like, here, and there's, like, a gate over here, and then, like, just open grass where nobody was.
Yeah.
And I was doing high knees on the pavement, and I went down, I smacked the back of my head, and there were, like, bleachers over here, and, like, I was here, and some, like, old man who's, like, 70 years old with hearing aids heard my head hit the ground and looked over and saw me. And he had his son with him. He was like 40 or something, and he had to like jump this like 7-foot fence to come over to get me. They didn't know where I was during the meet. They like called me up, and everybody's kind of looking around, looking for me. And then they all kind of like saw a bunch of people out in the back. I forget his name, but this dude started giving me CPR, and then like it was like 5 people that probably tried to give me CPR because I'm such a big person, and like they're getting all these small people on me trying to give CPR, and they're like it's hard. So like they were like a bunch of people switching on and off. Everybody was freaking out. I remember like my friend, he was high jumping at the time, and like he saw everybody gathered up and was like, "What are they doing over there?" Walked over, and like he saw it was me. He started like freaking out and crying. And he didn't make state, so that was pretty disappointing to see him not make it.
Yeah.
Soft. No, I'm joking.
Is he the one that actually participates in track at Otterbein?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he graduated last year.
Yeah, I remember he was a good basketball player too.
Yeah, he's athletic. He's athletic.
He had the hops. I remember that.
Adam, do you know how long you were out for right there? Like, did anyone tell you afterwards? Do you know how long that lasted?
Yes, I was down for about 9 minutes, I think. 9-10 minutes. They got the AED to me, like, within the first 7. Like, it took a while. That's why I'm so surprised I'm still alive.
So what were kind of, like, your thoughts afterwards? Like, you know, you wake up, like, walk through us through that situation right there.
So, it was, like, the best way I could describe what happened, I like, feel like if I was an iPhone and somebody just, like, hard reset me, turned it off. So, like, I woke up. I didn't know what was happening. They were, like, still doing CPR because after, like, the AED went off, like, it was, like, flatline, and the AED went off, and you could, like, kind of see the heart rate coming back. So, like, I was still, like, I didn't know where I was. They were doing CPR, and I thought it was my brother, like, punching me. Because, like, they're pushing hard, so I'm, like, trying to fight them all off of me. I was getting upset. And then, so I woke up. I couldn't see anything. I don't know why. I couldn't see a thing. They put me like on a stretcher, and I was like, what's happening? What's happening? I'm like, am I fine? They're like, you're all good, you're fine. I was like, let me throw.
Good throw.
So then we went to the hospital in Piqua. They like ran, a C or a CAT scan, I don't know, MRI, a bunch of other stuff. They didn't find anything like off the bat. And then that's when they transported me to Nationwide Children's in Columbus. Ran a bunch more tests, and this is all over Labor Day weekend, so they couldn't get like a doctor in until Monday, and this was on Saturday. It's like the first few days I was just sitting there bored. So they ran all these tests, blood work. I think they did probably another MRI or something. They had no idea. So I was like, oh, this is cool, whatever. And then the doctors came in. They're like, okay, so we still don't know what really happened to you, but for precaution, we want to put an ICD in you. Which is, it's pretty much a pacemaker, but doesn't pace my heart. It kind of reads it, and then it sees if any irregularities happen, and then if it does, it'll like shock me back, like with a big shock. I've had it happen once on accident. We were doing repeat 200s for track.
Oh, God.
I was sprinting, and we got through the line, and it hit me. And I like looked behind me, I was like, bro, who just kicked me in the head? I was mad. I was like, dude, what are you guys doing? They're like, and I look back, they're like 15 feet behind me. I'm like, what the hell? And then my coach is like, what happened? I don't know. I was like, oh, I probably just got shocked. So then I didn't have to do the rest of the 200, which was fun. I just got to walk around. But yeah, that's what it does. And I was like, okay, that's fine. we can do that. They're like, the only thing is with this, you can't do contact sports. And that kind of broke me because I was all in on football. I was so focused on it. And I remember my mom crying. That made me so sad and upset. I was like, I mean, I have to do it because I don't want to have this happen again. And the worst, I die and don't come back. So I was like, yeah, we'll do it. So I got it. And I was out for like 3 months. Couldn't do like any workouts or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did end up making states off my first 2 throws.
Wow.
I had to go there and watch. I was like, I could have won this. Whatever.
Fast forward to the next year, though.
I did end up winning it the next year, though. Yeah, so that felt good.
So my brother, that would have been junior year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my brother and Reese Wilcoxon, do you know who that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Reese.
So Reese and my brother threw against you their senior year, our sophomore year, and Reese and him were wondering, for a long time, if it was like a pre-workout thing, and they were always, and I was like, I've never seen Adam drink pre-workout,
Like a caffeine type thing?
like a caffeinated like heart arrhythmia.
No, I didn't. Not back then. I didn't do any caffeine or anything really. It's just water. I mean, now I drink caffeine like an addict.
So until this day, they don't really even have an answer for you still?
Yeah, they still have nothing. I go there every year for checkups. They have no idea. They've done genetic work, no idea. So that's always fun. They call it like idiotic cardiomyopathy, which means my heart stopped and they don't know why.
That's insane. Would you say that your outlook on life is much more different than it was before? Or would you say it's probably the same?
It's probably kind of the same.
Yeah.
Just kind of more go-get-it attitude. I always used to joke, YOLO, you only live once. So I always said YOLT, you only live twice. So not much, but, I just try to go get it anytime I can. Try to enjoy the time we have here.
So I have a question. So I know that like people talk about out-of-body experiences. Did you have one of those while this was all going down?
No, it was just black. That's all. That's all I remember.
It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it's not.
I was actually going to ask you the same thing.
Like I saw Jesus. He was holding
Yeah,
me
you
up
always
like
see these
Simba.
stories about that, so that's what I was going to ask you as well.
So, to carry on and continue this conversation, you said that you were completely devoted to football. You wanted to play football in college, and you wanted to pursue that dream. And then you couldn't do contact sports. So take me through kind of that trajectory and, going into your senior year were you just kind of like, you know what? No football. I'm gonna toss this thing.
No, it was tough, dude. So, like our senior year, it was like the best year our school's ever had, and it was like tough not being able to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So I remember like we won our first 2 games, we blew them out, and like our 3rd game we lost, and like everybody was upset. And like I got to a point where like I was depressed because I couldn't play. Like I went to therapy, like with a sports psychologist.
Yeah.
Because like, dude, I love football so much, and then it's like you build this nice, like you're building this nice house, and like it's almost finished, and like an inspector comes by and is like, nope, the house is no more, and you can never build again. Like that's the best way I can put it. So it's just like I put all this work in for 4 or 5 years, including middle school, and it's just like, boop, nope, can't do it anymore. So like it was tough. But yeah, doing basketball and track definitely helped me get through it. So yeah.
So, Irv, I do have a fun fact. Our senior year, we were at Northwestern. Do you remember this?
Yeah,
You guys were killing us, and we came back and won. But if we wouldn't have won that game, then we would have had shared the conference title.
Oh, okay.
And were you guys good your senior year of basketball, or was it kind of just like average? Like,
dude, if we could all just play together for one game, we'd be so good. We just could never play together.
who was the point guard on your team that was like big time hooper?
Evan?
What was his last name?
Nofke?
Nofke.
Yeah.
Dude.
Evan's a hoop. I just hung out with him last night.
He's got a sharp shooter, dude. Like he could pull from any. Did he play? Did he go anywhere for school, or did he just?
I think he went to Urbana, but then Urbana shut down. So.
Yeah.
No, Evan's a hooper though. He loved the game.
Yeah. So that night we came back and actually hit a buzzer beater to win that game.
Yep, I remember that.
Who hit it?
Garrett Allen.
Oh, I actually do know who
I
that
think you guys
is.
beat us twice on a buzzer beater that year.
Wow.
That's what it was the whole year. USV, we came back and beat them by a buzzer beater. You guys twice, and then Fairbanks once. And dude, it was just like the whole year. That's what it was like. And we completely bailed. I don't know. It was if we were down by 2, we're handing the ball to Garrett Allen, and he's gonna make it. And that's just what he did all year. He didn't score a lot of points. He didn't do anything exponential. But when he had to make a shot, like he was locked in for some reason. And that same night, right after the game, we all got together, and one of my buddies had like a hot tub, and we all just hung out and talked after the game. And Garrett sits in the hot tub, and he's not drinking water, and he gets out of the hot tub, and like if you step out of some like hot environment into like a super cold, like it just makes you pass out. So Garrett folds into the snow. Garrett folds into the snow, face plants in the snow. We're sitting in, and his girlfriend's freaking out, and so I just go outside. And I grab this big pile of snow, and I just start rubbing Garrett's face. and he wakes back up. He like knocked out for like 2 minutes. He wakes back up and he's like, "What happened?" He's like, he said something along the lines of, "Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Keep me out this
Run it back.
But dude, it's memories like that you won't forget, and that kind of carries me into the next topic. How has sports and your opportunities within sports kind of molded you as a person? And take us through some of your favorite memories.
Sports kind of been my whole life up to this point, really. It's really, you learn a lot of lessons that you wouldn't learn with sports. Like just doing them, like the discipline. Like I will never be late to anything else, dude. That's because my first coach in college for track, she was so anal about being on time. Like terrified me not to be on time, so I will always be on time. There's a lot of friendships you make through it too. Like all my friends are on the track team. Like I don't really have any other regular friend. Well, like in college, like I always have like friends back home and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
like in college, they're all my friends. Like I see them every day. They're like my family now. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of things like in sports that you'll never get out of doing anything else. Kind of like suffering with your friends, everybody's going through the same thing. Like it really just kind of brings you all together.
So in that, in track, do you have like a hell week by chance? Like we had like a week where it was like 5 a.m. workouts. It was nuts. And whenever I reflect on college sports, that's what I remember.
Yeah, so my freshman, sophomore year, so the fall is like our off season technically.
Yeah.
And we would do this thing called fall training, and it was for basically until September to the end of October. And it was like 3 lifts a week, but the lifts were absolutely awful. We did circuits, and it'd be like 5 or probably like 7 or 8 workouts or more, and it'd be like kettlebell swings, but you would do them for 30 seconds, then you go to the next one, which is like push-ups, 30 seconds, and you do that like 4 or 5 times, you'd be dead. Everybody's just laying there, and then like, all right, we got our finisher, and it's prowlers, and they load it up with like 645, and you have to like push it down and back. I think the most we did was like 10 times. It was just awful.
Will you take us back a little bit and tell us how you got on the Ohio State track team? What ended up leading you there?
Yeah, so unfortunately, before my thing happened with my heart, my junior year, I didn't really give much to like track recruiters. They would come and talk to me, be like, "Yeah, I'll keep it open, but I'm probably gonna play football and stuff." So like I didn't have a ton of track looks, and then it happened, and then I had Cincinnati reach out, Missouri, and Ohio State. I met with all 3 of them, and I really liked Missouri. Missouri was cool. It's just so far away.
Right.
So then I ended up picking Ohio State. She was a really good coach, and they also had an Olympian that trained there, so that could help me out. So I was like, yeah, dude. And it's Ohio State.
Yeah.
It's hard to say no.
Seriously.
So yeah, that's what I went for. I didn't chase the money. Like I had more money offers from Missouri and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'd rather just go to Ohio State.
It's close to home too,
Close to home, yeah. Better better competition too.
So when you were in high school, did you participate in like all year, like you did indoor, outdoor? Did you travel for anything like as far as track related?
Yeah, I did indoor my junior and senior year. I don't think we went anywhere crazy. And then outdoor, our coach would take us to some different meets because like going to the quad meets with all these like smaller schools where I'd win by 8 feet. It's not good comp.
That actually did happen.
It's not a very good comp. So we went to a lot of Wayne meets.
Yeah.
A lot of big D1 meets. We went to Kentucky for a meet. That was cool. I won that. I forget what it was called, but
Yeah.
it was cool. But yeah, any chance we could go anywhere different for like a little bit better competition, you would try. And then like we were like hosting a small meet, he would have us like lift and throw before the meet. So like we're just training through this meet. This meet doesn't matter.
So throwback to 2019. Fun fact: I was working third shift as a security guard during our regional track meet that year when we were at Springfield. I think it was not Springfield, Piqua. And I got off a 8-hour shift working 10 to 6, and I had to go immediately from work to the regional track meet.
Ooh.
And we get there, and you have Adam, you have Corbin, and there was another guy that was throwing.
Blake?
Yeah, and then there was another person. It was all four. It was you three, and then we had Nate Reichert was there, me, and then there was another person that was throwing for some other school, and he was going to Western Michigan to throw, I believe. Anyways, they were all throwing like 3, 4, 5 foot further than me. So the whole time I'm just like, I'm tired, like I'm exhausted. I just got off an 8-hour shift. Like my whole goal was to just throw a PR the whole time. Well, it comes down, and I was like 0.5 of an inch off of placing fourth. And I threw like a 52.5. Everybody else was at like 58 to like 59. I'm just sitting there like, yes, go, let's go. But no, dude, it's memories like that, dude. I'll never forget. It was such a like a good time to be able to just like. That's why I like track. You're just a singular person that can go out and network and form bonds and get to talk to people. And it was always nice to be able to communicate with like you and Corbin. And I mean, you guys not just only helped me, but you pushed me to try to be better at the sport. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Adam, will you tell us right now where you are on your track journey?
Yeah, so I'm a 5th year. My last year, we just had Big Ten indoor, and I got 10th, which is heartbreaking. Didn't make the final. I would have made every other conference final in the nation except for Big Ten.
Big Ten.
That's so tough. But yeah, we as a team we won the Big Ten in 2021 in Minnesota, which was really cool. I got a ring for that. But yeah, we're out of outdoor now, or out of indoor, and our first outdoor meet is this Friday coming up in Tampa. So I'm really excited for that. Chase some good weather. Throw some bombs, hopefully get that regional mark. Been chasing that for a while, so.
yeah, so, that takes me into the next question. What are kind of some of your goals headed into this outdoor season?
Goals, definitely place in the Big Ten. I'm still upset that I didn't place indoor, but I threw a PR. That's all I can ask for. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so place indoor. I know I could throw 18 meters, so my goal now is probably like 1850, maybe 19, and then get to regionals for sure. That's like a must for me. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have a friend right now. Well, he's just one of those kids that I've been with because of the football team, right? Yeah. Recording the team. And right now, he goes to Riverside. His name is Travis Brooks. And he just recently he was a state qualifier for an indoor meet. He also is shot put and weight, right? Mm-hmm. So I asked him if, what kind of questions would you have for a D1 athlete that, is in that same sport. So he just gave me some 3 questions. I'm going to go ahead and give them to you. Yeah. One of his questions was, how hard is it to get scholarships?
For men, it's going to be a lot harder because at least for track, there's football in men, there's basketball where they're going to give a lot more scholarships to. And universities, they go off like a total amount of scholarships. So men have a lot less. At least for Ohio State, they're probably going to give it to people who can do more than just one event. But yeah, if you coming in, if you're like really good, they normally give you some money. And if you're not as good, they won't give you as much. But there's always you can always earn more. Like my friend Adelaide Aquila, she was a walk-on, and she ended up being a national champion.
Wow.
She finally got her.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. That was a crazy story. Yeah, she's a national champion. She's Olympian too. I throw with her every day, basically. So yeah, for men it's gonna be a little bit harder. I think some other schools will give you more money. Ohio State kind of focuses on sprinters. So, but yeah, if you're really good, they'll give you some money.
The second was, what is it like balancing being a college athlete, being in school, and having a social life?
You don't get a social life. No, I'm joking. No, it's tough, especially like being older. Being younger, it's not as hard because you're kind of in your gen eds. Classes aren't as hard, but I mean, Mondays I get up at 6:30, go to class at 7:30, and then I won't get home until 6:30, 7.
Yeah.
Because it's just class, and then you got practice for an hour or two, and then after that you got to go lift, then you got to go eat, and you got to do homework, and then you're at home, and it's 8:30, and you're like, there goes the day.
And then the last question he had, what's the biggest difference between high school and college track meets?
Track meets or just track in general?
Just the track, yeah, track in general.
I'd say the dedication you have to give to it. It's a lot. You have to kind of give your all in the track, because my first 2 years I went, I enjoyed it. I had a good time, but I didn't really mesh with our coach. I didn't have really a relationship with her, and it was tough. I wasn't enjoying it at all. I was just on the team for my friends because they all loved me and I loved them. And I was kind of thinking about quitting my junior year because I was like, I'm just not having fun anymore. I was just kind of going through the motions in practice and throwing. And then she ended up taking a job at a different school. And then we had a new coach come in, Coach Coleman. And he kind of reignited that love for the game. And it's I was throwing that, I think it was junior year. So junior year I was throwing. I wasn't doing as good as I wanted to, and I was just upset. And I just went up to him what did I say? I was I'm doing so bad right now and I'm upset. What do I need to do to be better? Because I know I'm better than this. And he's like, when did you first start to care? I was like, oh, you're right. You have to invest. You have to be in love with it. You have to go hard with it every day. And if you don't, you get in what you get out of track. If you go practice, go through the motions, don't really try, go to lift, be oh, this lift kind of sucks, I'm just going to skip it, you're not going to do good. If you put the work in, trust the process, go hard, then you will reap what you sow, even when you don't know if the process is trusting you.
And now that you're giving kind of advice and, talking about, recommendations or what it's like and the differences from high school to college athletics, I'd like for you to, rewind a little bit. Take us back and tell me what advice you would give your younger self.
Advice for my younger self? Probably just live in the moment and take advantage of everything that they give you, because especially at Ohio State, they're going to give you a lot of stuff, and you have to go after it and get it. There's no one can throw for you. You have to go throw for yourself. You have to go hard. Just because your coach hopes you throw well doesn't mean you're going to. So you have to go do everything yourself. So just put your head down and grind pretty much, and you just know you'll get through it.
You mentioned that you're going to Tampa on Friday, right? Next Friday.
Right.
So talk to us about some of those favorite facilities that you visited being on the track team.
So Penn Relay is definitely my favorite outdoor meet. Indoor meet, I gotta kind of think back here. Probably the best facility I've probably been to, I would say Michigan, but I don't like Michigan. So even though it's nice.
Yeah.
Probably Clemson. We went there this year. Their place was really nice. Mm-hmm. It was nice and warm too.
Clemson. Dude, that's awesome though. Like, you've been kind of all over as far as like travel goes now. Mm-hmm. Is there any place like around here, or not around here, but in the U.S. that you would like to visit that you're yet to have?
Hayward Field, it's Oregon's stadium.
Yeah.
It's just really big, really nice. I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I hope to. Maybe I'll mess around, make nationals this year somehow, throw a bomb. But yeah, Oregon's field's really nice.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of nice to, watch the people you competed against from afar, and how they're doing with their life and what they're doing with their life. And dude, I've kept up with the whole journey like since we've graduated. I've popped in here and there, kind of, what's up, Adam? How you doing, man?
Right.
I know that there for a while I was supposed to come up to OSU and visit, but it just never seemed to happen. Anyways, I would like to know, talking about these stadiums, some of the experiences you've had. Like, give me some crazy memories that you've had in athletics so far, whether it's college or high school or, even back in the day when we were yay tall.
Wee lads.
Lads.
High school would be winning the state meet. That was really cool after putting all that work in, and coming back from not doing anything for 3 months and just grinding track for so long. Mm-hmm. That was really cool. And then all my doctors were there to see that, so that was also really cool. Watching some other people do some big throws, like my buddy Hayden. He's actually, what time? Yeah, he's about to throw. He's at Nationals right now. So he's throwing in like 20 minutes.
Oh, gosh.
So seeing him throw is really cool. Hayden's funny because you see Hayden, he's about as tall as I am. We have like the same body pretty much. And he just kind of like, I describe it as moseying. That's how he walks. He looks like moseys. He's always like the last to be done with lift. He's just like a slow walker. But then he gets in the ring and he's like the fastest, most explosive
Different
dude
guy.
I've seen. I'm like, this is not the same person. Who is this? So he had a big throw at I think last year, 2 years ago in Indiana. He threw like a bomb. He fouled it, but like his whole family was there and it was sweet. Then watching my sophomore year, I think, Adelaide threw like, I don't remember. It was a bomb. I think she broke the NCAA record on that. That was really cool to witness. So probably those moments. And then this past indoor, and I got my lifetime PR. That was really cool.
So do you have any, like, as an athlete in college, any bucket list items that you have to check off that you I know that you said that you want to make regionals and nationals, but just as an athlete and as a person, do you have any bucket list items that you just are waiting to check off?
Graduate? I don't know. Karaoke night at a bar. I've always seen them. I've done karaoke like once, but it wasn't the same. I want to do karaoke.
What's the song?
Night.
What's the song of choice?
Oh, Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Meek Mill.
I have my friend Tanner. He'll come in and do the ad libs for me. So, that is one of my goals, to get to a karaoke bar and do it once. Other than that, though, like I feel like I've covered a lot of what I wanted to do. So.
That's great, man. And you mentioned that you said something about your doctors coming to watch. Is that what you said?
Yeah, my senior year, I won state.
Would you say that you've kept a close relationship with them, or?
Oh yeah. I go and because I have to do my yearly checkup with them,
right.
So I go and see them all the time, and it's always good to see them and talk to them and kind of see how they're doing.
The last kind of topic I kind of want to cover is the NIL. So, you said that you got this barbecue place that you're invested in. What does NIL look like to you, and is it like a yay or nay?
For track, yeah, it's cool. There's not many like big NIL unless you're like top of the top for track.
Yeah.
It's cool though. Like my place is called Warriors in Columbus. Check it out if you're in Columbus. It's downtown. It's like the sandwich shop that do like Philly cheese and a bunch of other stuff. They'll have specials on the weekends. It's small business.
Yeah.
And like I know the owner, Stefan. He's really cool.
I'm hungry.
Dude, you should. It was so good. That's cool. I like NIL's good. I think for like smaller sports. When it gets like into football, where like people are going to certain universities just for money, and it's like that's not right. Like that's stupid. Like you should be going for the coaches,
Passion.
and yeah, like follow where you want to go, not because they're gonna pay you more money. Like I think it's stupid.
So it's yay. So I mean, personally, I think it's like yay for small businesses.
Yeah, like it'd be cool to kind of get their name out.
Like promotion a little bit, but like when it comes to like, man, dude, you're a Heisman watch list guy. Like, I'm gonna pay you $2 million for you to wear Nike. Like, you're a college athlete, you know. Like, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but Caleb Williams, for example, I'm not really a big Caleb Williams guy. And
I'm a Bears fan, so.
Oh, that's
Oh,
terrible.
so you want him? Do you want him or no?
No.
No?
We need to
Who do
stick
you want
with
with the
Justin.
number
That's a
one?
toxic locker
We
room.
need to stick with Justin because that's what everybody in the locker room
Do you
wants.
think that's what's going to happen, or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I read into Twitter too much sometimes. They're all like,
Falcons.
"Get Caleb." Yeah. I think we need to trade our pick to the Commanders, and then trade whatever pick we got from the Commanders and trade that to the Patriots, and then draft Marvin Harrison. I think that's what we need to do. I'm no GM, but Justin is too talented to just give him away for a guy that we don't know if he's going to pan out.
Especially because he didn't throw, didn't do his medical,
Yeah.
didn't do absolutely anything. And then, not just that, then you watch the interviews and he's like, I'm number one.
Right.
Like, show me your 40, you know? Go toss the pigskin 50 yards and make a good pass. Like, that stuff just irritates me because it's like there's no passion there. Like, I feel like if you're passionate about something and you want to excel and do well, like, you have to show it. And, like, you have to show, like, even, like, as an athlete, when I was playing sports, I wasn't running my mouth. It was, I'm playing ball and I'm keeping my mouth shut and I'm going to let my physical play, I'm going to show you what I can do. The only team I ever taught crap to was Mount Union. Just like that. But I just like I said, like when you talk numbers and you put numbers into a sport, that's collegiate. I feel like it kind of ruins the nature of it. And not just that, but then people enter the transfer portal here, transfer portal there.
Yeah, like there's no like loyalty anymore. Like it's stupid.
The passion's not really there, you know what I mean? So last question before, you know, we hit the road on this thing, man. We're really blessed to have you here. What is a word of advice that you would give younger athletes that are just trying to make college athletics, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, or, you know, volleyball, soccer? What's a rule of thumb that you would give them, or some advice you would give them?
Kind of two things. Play as many sports as you can. Coaches, more and more, like I kind of see how my coach recruits is he wants athletes. So don't just focus on one sport. Go play a bunch of sports. You're in high school, like go have fun, go live your life. Don't just be like, oh, I got to focus on this one sport and do this. No, go play all the sports you can, have as much fun, and just go and have fun.
I loved your story, man. I just really appreciate you coming on, man. I mean, you know, the thing that happened to you is very inspiring. The way that you handled yourself and you are where you are today, you know, it's very inspiring. I hope a lot of people can take some good out of that.
Yeah, it's definitely been a pleasure to have you on here and to be somebody, you know, that competed against you outside looking in, and you were always somebody that was very uplifting, man. Like when we were at track meets, it was good energy, it was good advice, and dude, I mean, I've been telling Irv that we've been wanting to have somebody like you on here, like just somebody that has a great story, that means well, and that has a great message. And you know, you brought that to the table, man. And we're blessed to have you here, and we thank you for coming on.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's always great to kind of share my story. I hope some other people can get some inspiration off of it. And yeah, thanks for having me. It was a blast.
So keep up with Adam's journey. You know, he's got, what'd you say, Tampa meet coming soon?
Tampa meet coming up, yeah.
You know, Adam's got big things ahead of him, and it was definitely a blast having him on here. We'll catch you next time on the Huddle.